Okay, hello everybody. This is Karen Elizabeth of KarenElizabeth.com, and we have been going through the 10 things that you need to do in order to move forward. There are things you must give up, and number 5 is you must give up choosing to do nothing. Now, in the past, we've talked about letting go of the opinions of others, letting go or giving up the shame of past failures, giving up being indecisive, giving up procrastinating on your goals, and today choosing to do nothing. Giving up on choosing to do nothing. So many of us just don't. You've got people who just go to the bar after work and have a couple drinks and do nothing to nurture and care for their family. You've got wives that don't cook dinner for their children. You've got students and kids that come home and don't do their homework. They choose to do nothing. They choose not to take responsibility for their lives. This tells so much about the life of this person and the past of this person. For a person to lose their way so deeply that they cannot move forward because they don't know how to let go or to give up choosing to do nothing. But it is vital. You know, you don't get to choose how you're going to die or when. You can only decide how you're going to live. And by living, how you're going to live right now. Every day is a new chance to choose. And I've talked about this before in my As a Man Thinketh series. I talk about the fact that we have power. And our power comes when we stop acting as a victim of our circumstances. I've shared this so many times that many of us have been conditioned and listened to the thoughts and the ideas and the beliefs of others for us. And we've taken on all of that. But we've not decided who we are without all of that. All we know is who we are by all of what others have put on us. So we are wearing the opinions of others. And we believe that we have no control over our life. Because of it, we are victims. But this is not true. Begin today by making a decision that you will no longer be a victim. Because you're not a victim. I've experienced this. When I was in the church told me the rules. When I was in school, the teachers told me the rules. When I was at home, my parents told me the rules. But then when I became an adult, I didn't know what the rules were. I just started making up these rules, and I was basing them all on what other people had told me. At one point when my marriage failed, I mean, even before that, but at the point when my marriage failed, and I sat in my room for hours and days trying to fix it, trying to fix my mindset, I came to a place where I was actually praying and reading things from the Bible and, mostly from biblical books and things from the Christian perspective. And I read a book that talked about that I should be listening to what God says, who God says I am, and not who man says I am. And so I had to find out, well, who does God say I am? And in the Bible, it talks about that. It has all these things about, who God says I am. And so I would read those things and it would help me. And as time went on, I discovered that there are so many stories in life that are reflective of who God says I am. And once I found out how loved I was, how loved I am, I began understanding that that was the kind of love that I needed to have for myself. And I needed to act towards myself the way God acted towards me. Now, I don't want to get into philosophy here or religion or anything, because since then I've discovered that the universe itself is built upon the laws of attraction. And we attract into our life that which we believe. If we believe that we are victims, we will attract events and circumstances and people into our life to reinforce that. It's amazing. And if we believe that we are wonderful, happy, loved, well-adjusted people, we will attract events and circumstances and people into our lives to reinforce that. Do you believe it? Can you imagine how many people don't know that? If we choose to do nothing in our life, we do not give ourselves a glorious opportunity to be great and to do wonderful things and to believe well of ourselves. Every day is a chance to choose to think positively, to think rightly, because we come into this world alone and we go out alone. We need to take responsibility for that itself. If there was no one else in the world but us, we'd be dependent on us. And it's not so much that we don't have others in our lives, but it's that we don't depend on others to tell us who we are. But we're the ones who have the confidence and have the belief and have the knowledge of who we are and set the goals, no longer procrastinating, no longer being indecisive, no longer having the shame, no longer being controlled by others. You see, we have such power and possibility. So today I want you to go and think about that. Realize that you are a man and a woman with great power and possibility. No longer do you need to choose to do nothing. Instead, take the next step. Every day you can take a step forward. Make a decision to love yourself even more and to do what is right for you, to keep yourself in good health, in your body, in your mind, in your spirit. And then you will attract others and circumstances and people and friends into your life who will reinforce that. You see the power of it? You see it? I hope you do. Okay, I'm going to be coming to you next with the need to be right. So stay tuned. This is Karen Elizabeth of KarenElizabeth.com, and this has been the 10 Things series that are keeping you from moving forward.